Is included. Sorted.
Right. So it says we've got 7 viewers already. How fun. And it's not even been a minute. I think the Alpine livery is definitely my favourite livery. I do like the Aston Martin as well, but...
Yeah, the Aston Martin looks really nice when they were doing the promotion drive for so.
I don't like Lance Stroll's helmet being green.
Yeah. It just blends too much. You see, like, the driver.
Yeah, like Seb's helmet being the white and pink because he's obviously the BWT ambassador now, but... which is the only reason BWT sponsor Aston Martin still. Because of Seb. See, everyone says Seb's like washed up and stuff, but I reckon he's just, again, being given a car that obviously isn't suited to him.
Yeah, he needs a car with a strong front end. The Aston Martin just doesn't seem to have that.
I mean, last year's, if he'd been chucked in, say, last year's Racing Point,
yeah,
I think he would have been on podium, like, fighting for podiums a lot of the time.
If you look at all the cars that he had success with, they've all got strong front ends with stable rear end. So
yeah,
he needs a car like that. And Aston Martin's got an unstable rear end and a weak front because of the height.
I think they'll be able to give him sort of. They'll try and find a way to give him the right thing that he needs.
Yeah, I get an invite.
Yep, just let us load into the lobby first.
Oh.
They're loading the game already, so make sure you click spectator and not ready up. I made that mistake in Bahrain.
When as a driver.
Yep, I had to retire obviously on lap 1. But... this is annoying. I hate 25% races, and I expect all the drivers do as well, because tyre strategies are just so irritating. Oh yeah, right, wet race. Forgot about that. But tyre strategies are so... This seems wetter than it was. I don't think they're going to be starting on full wets though. I still think it'll be an intermediate start. But... there's no way of knowing if any of the drivers have picked up wet setups or not whilst we were away from the session. They could quickly YouTube them now, but...
Can you give me an invite yet?
No. Won't let me. Yeah, I can. Oh, there we go. Now it's... As we are underway for the formation lap here, for some reason JRT White is in a Mercedes, not a Ferrari. Yeah, this definitely seems a lot more wet than it was. They can do this whole race without pitting, if they really felt like risking it.
Not sure White will manage that.
He's already been on the formation lap.
Wait, really? Oh my.
I'm watching, let's watch him on the formation lap. Seems. Oh, as I was about to say, it seems like we've gone past the bit of the track where he bins it. He drifted it into the wall.
Someone
I
tell
feel
this
bad.
man to retire. Please.
Clearly, wet conditions just don't suit him at all. Because he's a solid driver when it's not raining.
It's like he's running an Azerbaijan setup with the low downforce. Oh.
Oh my god, no, he didn't, did he? Okay. I thought he lost the rear end on the end formation lap then, and that would have just ruined the lobby and had to cause another restart. I hate it when that happens. Anyway. Right, so, do you want to do lights out this time since I did it last time?
Yeah, sure. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, lights out, and they're not out. Okay. This is fun. You have to see it. Thank you, Codemasters. Go.
Oh, there we go. We're going now. Oh my god, there's an alpha. That was an alpha doing a thing. Anyways, sorry. Corey getting the lead off of Weeze through turn 3, 2, 3. As there's 4 abreast now through turn 3. Wow. As we go further back, there's side-by-side action from the Renault and the Williams, and the other Renault and Mercedes were very close to coming together there, as both racing points are making their way back through the field. As Corey should, depending on how his performance is this race, just be able to pull away from Weeze. Maybe he's fighting with Rev to claim to keep P2 or 3. As none of the drivers have spun yet, but I know I've said that now, someone's going to do it. Not going to mention names.
No point, it's rude.
As Spence and Bass are very close together now, but nothing has come out of it.
Oh!
As
Stevie's round. After contact
So
with Charlie.
What's funny is just as Stevie went round, White lost the rear end. Staying on board with White, this session's just not going to work as well, is it? It's definitely a lot heavier rain from the last race start. If you didn't realise, we red flagged the race. But anyway, it's just because that's definitely what happened. There's Joe now climbing up to JD, who is all over the back of Zoger heading down to turn 2. JD looks to the inside, doesn't find a place down the inside, and Zoger will keep that lead into turn 3. As Corey has now critically gapped Weeze by over a second, even though there's no DRS, but still. Joe attempting to make a move around the outside again doesn't work because he has a bit of a squirm. Trying to be an F1 car there.
White lost it.
Ah, no. I'm not even gonna look, I don't want to. As Joe and JD and Zoger are all very close together here. But Zoger clearly very good
White
in the
is
wet
out.
conditions, keeping it ahead.
That's a safety
And that's a
car.
full course caution. At least he's not gonna.
At least you don't get lapped. Again. Unfortunate. I'd like the same race next week. See what he can do. I'm sure he's better in the
What
track.
track is it next week?
I don't know. I think it's Japan, is it not?
Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh no.
That it rains a lot in Japan. Fingers crossed for White that it isn't.
It is Japan, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm finding out now, 1 sec. Yep. Yep, it's definitely Japan. So, Joe and Charlie did both box. I am going to check race director now just to see if Joe got a wing change or not, because I'm not sure why he would have. No, no wing change, just tire change. That's weird. As now everyone in this race does finish with points, I'm struggling to see why we're still in this race, but you know. As that looked like someone lost their end, but I guess I'm just seeing things because every car is still going in a straight line as they're turning the corner. I did cover all the 2021 links. Yeah, I did. I got no backup left. That's an issue. So, looking at the order right now, who do you think is going to come out on top?
This wet around Sochi. Honestly, the position Corey's in at the minute, I think he's got a very good chance in this.
Fair enough. Is this going to be a late restart, or...? Nope. Maybe not. We'll watch with the We'll watch on board with Corey with the safety car. Nope. Okay. For some reason, I would have assumed that would have been an in, but I guess not. I keep looking at that, them warming their tyres, and I think someone's about to lose the rear end.
They do quite aggressively.
It's not
their tyres. Not cool. Warm their
I suppose
tyres.
they have to with wet tyres.
Yeah. Although they do have a lower braking temperature.
Yeah. I never really realised how much water intermediates actually clear off of the racing line.
Yeah. So it's
something like 45 litres or something.
It's 75 on full wets and 45 on per second.
Yeah, it feels like... Yeah. I googled it, yeah, that's definitely it. See, Inters can do this whole race. But can the drivers be nice enough on their tyres to actually let them do the whole race? Because it should be easy, if you think about it, but, you know, some drivers are very aggressive with how they manage tyres.
Yeah.
Oh no, I see a driver without a wing. No, I don't. I'm blind. No, I do. Charlie is wingless. I would love to know how that happened.
Maybe he's
Charlie
decided to pull a George Russell then.
As the safety car is in this lap now. So, Corey being Corey will do a very slow restart. I've experienced one of them, they're not fun. Does tend to bang. He does tend to bunch the grid quite up, which, as you probably know, is not exactly the nicest thing in this world, is it? The safety car is now in the pit lane. We've around the corner for green flag running again here in Soldier. As Corey gets away from the restart well, leading Wheeze by a second already, but Rev is catching up to Wheeze. But he won't be close enough by that point, as there are cars side by side, and that's Stevie and Joe going down into turn 2 now. Stevie looking to make a dive on Joe, makes the dive on Joe. Joe leaves enough room, doesn't make it. Stevie doesn't make it stick. As we head through the other drivers through turn 3, no one seems to be making moves yet. Corey leads comfortably by a second and a half. Would have been nicer if that restart was a bit more eventful, but you know. As we have Charlie just lonely way back here, but knows he's fine, still scoring a point. As like I said, Corey nearly leads now by like 2 seconds. So, by nearly 2 seconds before anyone goes, it's not 2 seconds, it's 1.8. As Bass seems to be closing in on Spence here. Spence usually quite a quick driver, but he's not able to shake Bass just yet, but Charlie for some reason is tired, even though he would have been getting points.
I believe he just didn't like being that far back.
I would have still raced, knowing you get points. Joe all over the back of Bass. Now Joe losing the rear end as they go through the second chicane of sector 3. Now down to the penultimate corner. Joe is literally riding Bass's gearbox. But I believe Joe will wait for the main straight before he even attempts anything. Corey setting the fastest lap of the race with a 1:43.9. This is the only racing lap he's had since that. As Joe now much faster than Bass. I believe my game sound might be a bit too loud, but I'm not too sure. As they head down now to turn 2. Bass on the inside, Joe on the outside. Pretty much a copycat move of what Joe did to Stevie a few, just literally a lap ago. And Joe has been that mistake. Here goes Zoger now in P4. His best, I believe this will be his best finishing position if he can keep this position. Which, judging by his wet drive so far, Joe now hunts down the rest of the pack. Corey leading by a comfortable 2.6 seconds here, with Rev gaining up on Wheeze. Wheeze does not seem to be having fun in this wet condition. As the racing points P5 and 6 at the moment, with Joe about to change that as he's gaining on Spence currently down the back straight. Joe is very good in the wet conditions as far as I was aware. I have seen him race multiple times in wet conditions and he is relatively quick. Obviously, as everyone is, he's much faster in the dry, but like I said, he's good at wet conditions. Anyways, as Corey still with his comfortable 2.7 second lead over Wheeze, as he sets a fastest lap of the race, being a 1:43.8, as I lose my ability to vocabulate again. that's JD closing down Zover. He's not close enough to make it. They may go for it, and he won't go for it as they go down. Zover runs a little bit wide, JD taking a nice time. As they now head towards the long left hand of turn 3, going through the long left hand of turn 3. JD does have to let off a bit because of the dirty air. Further back, Joe looks to be closing Spence down even more now, just a 0.4 gap between them. But Rev is also closing down Wheeze, and there's just under 0.4 between these two as well. Could Rev be claiming a P2 in this race, beating Wheeze? Potentially. But here's an even closer fight, as JD is within 0.2 of Zoger's gearbox right now. As they head through Sector 3 into Sector 2 towards the end of Sector 2. As JD has literally just pushed Zoga through that turn.
Oh, Spence had a little bit of a moment of oversteer there, and Joe has taken advantage of that.
Can't blame him.
Spence is coming back though, but Joe outbrake.
That's a good thing. Joe will be wanting as many points as he can in this race because obviously of his big deficit to Corey in points. As Zoga has still maintained the P4 after JD was all over the back of him. As Corey goes 2/10 quicker than his last fastest lap, setting a 1:43.6. As Joe now is on the back of JD, quite literally within 2/10 of him, as they head down towards turn 2 now. Turn 2 after they've just exited turn 1. Joe goes right down the inside, JD takes the outside. JD swoops right across and just keeps that position. But he's opened Joe back up to Spence, and Spence is going up the inside of turn 3. Joe's going to try and keep the outside line. Joe's just going to hold it in there. It's a brilliant move if he can keep it. And Joe has kept P6. JD nearly running into the back of him. This is just increasing Zoga's chances of keeping P4 in this race, as there are only 5 laps. I was not counting on my fingers. Go away. There was only 5 laps left as Joe runs wide. Trying to catch back up to JD, knowing that he will be able to make a move potentially on the next lap. As Rev slowly falling slightly back from Wheeze, but there is a massive gap now between Wheeze and Corey, 3.3 seconds. As Joe has already got back within 3/10 of JD, pretty much riding his gearbox through that chicane. If we hop on board now, you'll just see that gap, but JD's gap to Zoga's even closer as this rain seems to be getting a bit heavier each lap. Definitely a lot heavier than it was earlier in this, at the start of before the red flag. As will Zoga keep his P4 by turn 2? We will find out in a couple of seconds. As Joe has fell back from JD and Spence has fell back from Joe, but JD's critically spelled there. I can't help my brain. As JD critically has fell back from Zoga a little bit. As Joe picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is literally going to cost his whole race. That's going to push him right back down to P8 by the end of this race, if the gaps stay like this. Zoga getting a much better exit than JD. JD losing time to Zoga again. Stevie picking up a 3-second time penalty. I turned half Australian when I said that. Don't ask why. Someone lost the rear end then. It was, by the looks of things, it was Bass in the Renault. Maybe just heating up his tyres a bit, who knows. As Zoga, JD and Joe are still very close together. Very good from these three. Joe will be looking to get past JD as soon as he possibly can. As JD will be praying that Joe doesn't even try it through here, because it was always possible he could have tried it.
He could have tried it, but he might not have ended well.
Oh, and that's JD having a moment. I think JD's gonna ghost for everyone now, I'm not too sure. Yeah, JD's gone. Try and get him back.
Gone.
As Joe now will have a free shot at Zoga pretty soon. As Zoga seems to be very pacey down the straights, but very slow through all the corners, which is probably what you want in the wet. I mean, it is keeping him in P4 after all. He's also got a lot of ERS to play with, so if Joe does get close, Zoga can just pull away. If you look, Joe's on 3% ERS, Zoga's on 79% ERS. That just shows how commanding Zoga's lead was. As Rev's still not overtaking Wheeze in this race, unfortunately for him. Car number 15 just cannot get close to the McLaren of car number 70. Car number 74 in the McLaren. Go away. As Joe all over the back of Zoga here.
Does look like he's going to have a go in Sector 2 at that long DRS zone into the chicane.
Just sadly not getting that DRS benefit he needs.
Sadly, yeah.
And he won't have the, like I said, he won't have the ERS benefit either because Zoger's nearly on full battery here. He will be pressured into using quite a bit of it though while Joe's on his back. As Joe goes down the inside, Zoger doesn't let him have it. That's good defending from Zoger here. As Joe will attempt that move, surely just onto the start-finish straight, he will try this move again. Because for some reason all the intervals have disappeared, so I guess we don't get that anymore. As Zoger gets a great exit there, as Joe doesn't really get the best, but he is going to be climbing on Zoger, they're both deploying ERS, so this is just a slipstream game. Can Joe send it down the inside? Will he send it down the inside? He's 2 tenths back. He's going to think better of it and get a much better run through turn 2. That's the turn. As they go up to turn 3, will Joe try the outside? Yes, he will. He will try the outside line. He will be able to dive it into
What a move. You can make it stick.
We haven't seen an Alfa Romeo do that since Charles Leclerc, I believe. In real life. As JD is round. This is P3 and 4 currently for the Alfa Romeo team.
There's another 3 seconds for Joe Luck. That is 6 seconds total, pushing him all the way back down to 7th.
Unfortunate for him. Fortunate for everyone else, unfortunate for him. Zoger just needs to now keep within that range, which obviously he will.
Unless he spends...
It's not too hard. And judging by his performance so far, I don't think he will.
Yeah, it's very unlikely.
But then again, everything's possible. It's TFR. As Rev, for some reason, has so much more ERS than Wheeze, but he's just not using it. He's just not touching it. I don't know why.
Maybe he's saving it for the straight here. Yeah.
That would be a good move. But Spence being all over the rear of Zoga here. This is a great midfield fight. I'm going to stop talking. I'll let you take over.
No. Please keep talking.
It's better if you talk because you don't lose the ability to vocabulate every 5 seconds.
Yeah, but then I also run out of things to say and I just mumble useless stuff.
As Spence keeps losing time to Zoger through turn 3 and pretty much everywhere else apart from the straights. So maybe Zoger has got a very nice setup here that works in the wet. As Rev is much closer to Wheeze now than he ever has been, Corey still with a commanding lead of pretty much 4 seconds. Now it is 4 seconds. As Rev now going onto the back straight is within 5 tenths of Wheeze using his ERS, so is Wheeze. But Rev is fully using his ERS, Wheeze isn't. As Rev turns his off phone, he will not get close enough by the chicane. That is a purple sector by Corey, making these intermediates work very nicely. As now Joe has got a 2-second gap to him and Zoger, so if he can pull another 2 seconds, I think he will only fall down to... No, he'll still fall down to P6. Don't worry. Or 7, whatever one it was supposed to be. But Spence looking to be very close to Zoger again as we get onto the straight, but Spence loses the rear end every time I get on board with him. Every single time he loses something.
Stop watching him, he's getting nervous.
Bass is going to be having a go now down into turn 2. Oh, he's going to be trying the outside, doesn't work. Spence covers it off nicely. but his tyre does go over, so that does technically mean he's just cut the track a bit. So that should be a warning for Spence. I'm actually going to find out. I want to know if the game's properly done that. Yep, it was a warning. As Bass did run wide there, so that should also be a warning for him.
Spence needs to watch out because he's had 2 warnings in a short amount of time, so next up is a penalty. This last lap, that would be
That
crucial.
is true. Although Bass doesn't look like he's going to be getting past Spence now, he has dropped 4 tenths. And I forgot, yes, this is the last lap, wow. Since it doesn't look like there's going to be any other moves, we will watch Corey's commanding lead all the way down to the line now.
JD picks up 3 seconds.
Yeah, crucial. No, it's not. Good in 9. Which, yeah, okay, so he just keeps that then. As Corey comes across the line here in Sochi for your race winner today, setting the fastest lap on the final lap. As Wheeze takes P2, Rev P3 as he spins into the wall. Joe provisionally P4, we'll find out where that goes after the penalties. Zoger comes across the line for provisional P5 but takes P4. Joe falls down P6, Man's taking P5. Joe only takes P6. Bass P7. Stevie will be P8. JD will be P9.
And so
very
after
good race.
a very commanding race by Corey, after taking the lead of this restart very easily at the start, yeah, I've got to say, great job. It was a great race by Corey. No mistakes.
Wasn't JD last?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Good game, well done. So, if I had to give out a driver of the day, I'd give it to Zoger purely because of how well he held P4 until Joe got by.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you on that one.
It was a very commanding P4. It's the first time in a while I've seen him race that well. I think the last time I saw him race that well was F2. A couple of seasons, that season ago, I think, 2 seasons ago. That one. Me and him were teammates at Baku, and he did a very good race there. So that is your. I did it again. Wait, how did JD get driver of the day? He only gained 1 position.
Magic.
Cool. Oh, because everyone finished in the positions they started except Zoger. Ah. Wow. So that was your Russian Grand Prix here for TFR. And we will next be back on Saturday for Silverstone F2, I want to say.
Don't
yeah,
ask
it would
me.
be. With Finn commentating as he does, and then well, hopefully me and Outrep, maybe, might be someone else, who knows, we'll be back next week for the Japanese Grand Prix. So we will see you then.